All right, so moving on to our next topic, it looks like Wackliffe. Why do I always mispronounce his fucking name? Daniel Radcliffe. You know what? Fuck it. Harry Potter. It looks like Harry Potter has come out and officially said that he does not want to be Wolverine in the upcoming I guess not really reboot, I guess re-entry of the X-Men into the MCU now. And his comments were basically of like, I don't want to follow Hugh Jackman. Like, who would want to follow Hugh Jackman? And I got to tell you, that's sound logic. It really is. Like, it is so incredibly difficult. Like, whoever they cast in this position is in a no-win situation. They really are, right? Because you're going to get compared to Hugh Jackman. And no matter, because of just how divisive our fan community can be, even if you are better than Hugh Jackman was as Wolverine, no one's going to admit it, right? Like of course not. They're going to always shit on you for your performance because you're not Hugh Jackman. With that being said, I could also understand the fact that he wouldn't want to do the role because he knows what it's like to be typecast, right? I mean, hell, I just called him Harry Potter, right? So my apologies to Daniel Radcliffe. But obviously, you get stuck as a character. People know who you are. It's hard to break out of that, right? And then trying to follow that up with the iconic performance of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, it's a difficult thing to do. All that said and aside, the fact of the matter is that we're getting really, really close to the launch of this new X-Men universe, right? Like they've already started filming, or at least about to start filming the new X-Men movie that will come out probably, I would assume, after Secret Wars. So we'll see how that all kind of plays out in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, they're getting ready to relaunch this mutant saga for the MCU, and they're going to have to cast a Wolverine. I don't want them to. Truth be told, if I had my way, and this clearly isn't the way that they're going to go with it, but if I had my way, I don't want a young X-Man. I don't want a teeny bop, early 20s X-Men. I would prefer to have a late 20s, early 30s X-Men and have the core X-Men cast. Cyclops, Jean Grey, Iceman, Beast, and Angel, right? That the five X-Men that you got, the original five X-Men you got along with Professor Xavier. I would love that to be the launching point of the X-Men universe, but we're not going to get that. Of course, we're going to go to the more current, recent X-Men where you have Wolverine, you have Gambit, you have Rogue, right? You have all those cast of characters, and that's fine. It's not like one's better than the other. My preference would be to start where the X-Men started, but they're not going to do that. They're going to have Wolverine because he is arguably their most popular character, so you can't just not have Wolverine. So the question is if not Daniel Radcliffe, then who? Who are you going to have as Logan? Who are you going to have as Wolverine, who is the most popular X-Men in the X-Men universe? Who are you going to have play that iconic role after Hugh Jackman? And I thought about this, and obviously there's a bunch of names out there, and the name that I'm going to throw out isn't just, um, you know, something special like no one's ever said it before. But if we're talking about actors we know, and I think ultimately who's going to play Wolverine will be someone that we really don't know. It's going to be someone newish, right? It's going to be someone who hasn't been a household name yet. And the person that I'm going to throw out there is someone that more of the grand population of film lovers and TV show lovers know. But it's who's in my head to play Wolverine. But before I say that again, I think that who they're going to have play him is going to be a pretty well unknown person. I really do think that, right? You think of Superman in his recent casting for the new DCU, Cornsweat, like no one knew who he was. Like a couple of people have seen him in a couple of things, but no one really knew who he was. So yeah, I think that there is potential of it being a no name. But if it was someone who we knew, I've decided I'm not going to give you my short list. I'm not going to give you 5 or 6 names that I think could play it. I'm just going to give you the person who I want to play Wolverine. And that's Jeremy Allen White. Most well known as Lip in Shameless, but also shows like oh shit, I don't remember the name of it. He's that chef in that Hulu show. I can't I'm at a loss of the name right now. He's also playing the voice of why am I am blanking on every name. It's in the new Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Jabba the Hutt's son. He's playing Jabba the Hutt's son, at least the voicing the son from there. He also was in that movie Iron Claw, where he played one of the brothers in Iron Claw, and I thought he did a really good job of there. He's becoming a very well-versed actor. To me, I think he fits the build of a more comic accurate Wolverine, and I think that's probably the route that they'll go, just because we now people know the tall, buff Wolverine of that we get from Hugh Jackman, right? That's obviously not the Wolverine that we get in the comics, but Deadpool mocked and showed us what a comic accurate Wolverine would look like with the Short King. I think we're going to be somewhere in the middle. I think Jeremy Allen fits the build of a comic accurate Wolverine a little bit better, and I think he's probably going to be a better fit, for what they're looking for, at least, physicality wise. And I think that he would be a great actor for it. I really do. Daniel Radcliffe was not on my short list. Like, I knew a lot of people would, and especially because he's gotten recently ripped for a lot of different roles that he's been a part of. I think he's a fine actor. I actually think that he was great as Weird Al Yankovic. If you saw that bio spoof movie that they made, but yeah, Jeremy Allen White, just not only is he a phenomenal actor, but I think you need a certain presence on screen, someone who really plays the battered, broken, emotionally damaged individual while still giving this tough, like, I don't give a fuck type attitude. And I think he's the right guy for it. So for me, I'm not even giving you a short list. I'm just telling you, I would love to see Jeremy Allen White fit in this role, especially because, again, it looks like we're getting some younger versions of these characters. If you want an older Wolverine, I think that he is old enough to kind of be shown as a little bit older than the rest of the group. We'll see how it all plays out. I don't know. Still fingers crossed that they just say no Wolverine for the first 5, 6, 7, 8 years, save them, and we jump right into the X-Men universe without him. But I don't think that's going to happen. What do you guys think? Should Marvel let this character rest for a few years and we just kind of let time go by and create more separation away from Hugh Jackman? Do we think we should go ahead and cast right away? Do you think that they should make Hugh Jackman do it until he's 90? Tell me in the comments below. I want to be able to hear your thoughts, keep the conversation going. Thanks, guys.